Hi. You're being asked by the universe to become aware and to accept awareness of the snakes in the grass in your life. That they come bearing gifts. They come with tears in their eyes or a sweet smile. They come with six-packs or double D breasts. They come looking exactly how you would expect someone to look like that would be safe. They don't come to you looking like normal people. They come to you looking like people that are harmless, like a toothless old woman that you would call a fairy godmother. She may be toothless, but her venom comes from other places. It might come to you in the form of an old man with an apartment or a house full of books and wisdom. In the meanwhile, he's gained so much wisdom it's poisoned him, and he's manipulating you inside and out because he can play you like a fiddle and read you like a book. It might come to you in the form of a mother surrounded by multiple children pretending to know what she's doing, when in reality those children are nothing more than spawns, and what she is a vacuum of energy harvesting. There is no surefire way to tell who is actually of the light and who isn't, other than how you feel. And I don't mean feeling, the way food makes you feel when you eat something really good. Not that kind of a hormonal chemical reaction. Instead, the feeling of fight or flight. True darkness does not trigger fight or flight. True darkness comes to you looking like your best friend. It wears the face of the closest ally you may have. It comes to you baring its teeth in a grin. Did you know in the old ways, back in the time when people actually had chivalry, dignity, morals, honesty, and magic, that if you bared your teeth to someone, as in smiling with revealing more than your 8 front teeth, that it is a act of, it's a threat. Just like every animal in the wild, they only reveal their teeth when they are threatened and are ready to attack. Now look everywhere around you and see how many people show you their teeth. What use have I for your teeth? All that aside, I've attempted so many times to communicate this to people. I've attempted to play along and fit into the society standards, and I can't do it, and I can't stand it. And now I realize why. Because most of the people I'm surrounded by and I've been interacting with have come to me in the guise of a lovely old woman or a gentleman or a friend and mother and father and whatever. And I don't mean this about my own father, and like archetypal figures, okay? And every single one of them, I have gauged this on whether they are trustworthy or not based on how I feel around them. And I have let them all through my boundaries because of a simple thing that I felt. Oh, I feel okay with them. I don't feel that I need to, fight or flight. There's no defenses going off. There are no defensive signals going off around this person. Therefore, they must be okay to be around, right? Wrong. That's your first clue of danger, Will Robinson, danger. How can something go past any being's defenses without being noticed, without triggering anything? And the only thing it triggers is a sense of, it's fine. Oh no, it's fine. They're just being funny. Oh, it's all right. I'll get over it. She didn't mean it. While on the other hand, the people that are supposed to be in our lives, the people that we yell at, the people that we push and what is that word? And motivate in ways that aren't so nice. The people that we reveal the light with. We shine the light to reveal the darkness with. Those people shy away from us and they say, no, you hurt me. No, you lied to me. No, you did this to me. I'm going to go over there with this person that I can have a drink with. I'm going to go over there and sit with that old man or that old woman. I'm going to go get my knob polished, or I'm going to go get my pipes cleaned. It's not, I don't want to be around somebody who makes me feel like crap. You know, you should ask yourself why. Why are you keeping yourself around people who aren't making you feel like crap about what you're doing? Is it because you're afraid of realizing what you're doing is a complete fucking disaster? And then you would actually have to improve and change and grow as a person because somebody came into your life and pointed out what a mess of a life you're living? Because if you don't want to change, go ahead and sit with the next fairy godmother, pretender, and snake in the grass, narcissist person, and then fine, live your life happily. Eat candy all day long and drink and do whatever you're doing and complain about bills and, you know, poke your children with different kinds of medications and so, and then live your life out like the rest of the cattle. But until then, you know, when you actually want to change, guess what? It's going to be uncomfortable. Somebody that sees what a mess you've made of your life is going to point it out, and you're not going to be smiling when they're doing it. You're going to feel offended. You're going to feel hurt. You're going to feel like you're being berated and lied to. You're going to feel like you're being nagged. You're going to feel like you're being destroyed inside and out. Because you are. Because the only way for you to break out of that fucking cocoon you've put yourself in is to break out. Not glide out like an oozing, goopy, shapeless, formless bag of lies. No. But to actually come out like a butterfly with strong wings and a beating heart and eyes that see. So that you can fly on wind gracefully instead of a glob of slime on the floor taking the shape of whatever will save its ass. I am so disappointed in myself, and I'm so grateful that I learned this lesson today. It's not even 11 in the morning, and this snake, again for the third time, came over here and did her snake charming dance, or her dance to, you know, be like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. And I simply realized in that moment how I felt as I was walking to the door, knowing who was on the other side, knowing how many times I've told her not to be here this early in the morning, knowing how many times she has been told by other people not to harass everybody in the building every morning because she wakes up so early and doesn't know what to do with herself, so she goes from door to door to door. And as I was walking to the door, I realized there was a battle in me and in front of me. The battle of being cordial or honest. The battle of self-respect or respect of another. The battle of, do I maintain a friendship that isn't making me happy and not really helping me grow? Or do I keep pacifying this old woman because it's the right thing to do? Well, I told her quite simply and plainly, "You know better than this. Please leave." Which she proceeded to say, "Well, can I come in just for a cup of coffee?" "No, you may not." And that's that. So in your life, you have this person in your life. You really do. Everybody does. There is no way that you are living, breathing, walking, eating, pooping, sleeping without this snake around you. Just like the statistic of you are never more than 12 feet away from a rat or like 12 inches from a spider or something. And don't freak out, they're in the floorboards like beneath, they can't really get to you. You're never more than like your auric field's distance from a narcissist energy vampire. And the way you can tell who they are is you feel completely safe and pacified and content around them. Now you think, why is that? Because they poison you. The toxin of a narcissist sedates you. It's a snake that charms. It's an illusion. They have to pacify you, otherwise you'd see right through it and see what they're doing, and then they would have no power. But in order for them to have power, they have to put the illusion over you. I hadn't noticed this about somebody else in my circle of friends until a young child came by. And I had left the room for just a minute, and she and this older person, an older woman, were alone, and all I suddenly heard was fighting because this kid wanted some chocolate, and this older woman was having a control fit over not giving the chocolate to the kid. For no other reason than she's already had one piece, she doesn't need more. So throughout the span of the day, this little girl was in hysterical tears, running and screaming away from this older woman. And I was in the yard, and I went to her and I'm like, "Are you okay? What's going on here? Like, I know you kids scream and fight a lot, but this is absurd." And she ran right to me and she's like, "I don't want to be sick like this person. I don't want to be sick like them. There's so much stuff crawling on her. She's so sick." She's like, "I don't want to be near her. If I'm near her, they'll get on me and they'll make me sick." And I looked at her and I almost started crying, thinking, what is she talking about? And I asked her to like calm down and breathe and just kind of, lock eyes with me and to kind of share the peace that I was feeling so that it would calm her down and I would take some of the stress she was feeling. And she did, and I got a really good sense of what was going on. And then she explained to me very calmly that what she sees when she looks at this other person is someone that is half dead, covered in insects and disease and things coming out of them that are constantly attacking other people around them like tentacles. And I thought, holy shit. And when that person came out of the house, this kid screamed and ran again. Mind you, this person looks like a very well-dressed and normal individual. A fake smile on her face, and, nothing extraordinary, except the feeling you feel when you're around her. The feeling of, it's safe, it's fine, you're okay. No, there's no need to be tense. Creepy. Like, yeah, feeling safe and fine and content and calm is great. But when you're constantly around a person and all you feel is a variation of 3 different feelings, something's wrong. And take this with a grain of salt or a pound of purified sea salt around you in a circle. But really, I am asking you to take care of your light. The brighter you shine, the louder that light becomes to the dark. And guess what? They don't care how good of a person you are. They don't care what you've been through. They don't care what you're going through. They don't care who you know, how much money you have. They don't care about any of it. What they care about is, do you have enough light for them to drain and sustain themselves on? So if you're drinking, which most of you do, and you've made it a cool thing to do, which is disgusting, honestly, really, like, could you go just chomp the side of a cow instead of drinking alcohol? Just go run up to a cow and, take a knife and fork and just bite it first. You want a burger, don't you? It'd be better that you do that than freaking opening a bottle of vodka or some nasty thing that you put into your body to pickle your organs so that it makes it easier for the sound that they emit to be dulled and drowned out, so that the enemies of the light that you are can come to you easier. Oh, alcohol gets rid of my inhibitions. Of course it does, because you have those inhibitions in place, the inhibitors, to prevent things from taking your light. And what do you do when your inhibitors are down, when your inhibitions down? You go and make a fool of yourself. Do-do-do. What do you do when you eat a massive cow? Or you're so hungry you can eat a horse? You go and eat that chicken? You're eating that pork? What do? You're completely sedated, pacified, satisfied, laying there feeling fat. And then what happens? Somebody undoubtedly always shows up around you to touch you, to cuddle you, to play with you, to drain you in some way. Or you fall asleep. Why do you fall asleep after you eat a heavy meal, or why do you get so tired? You can actually research this. It's backed up by science. Because your body doesn't know how to process all of that death in you. So it shuts down your other sensory organs, it shuts down other aspects of your life so that you can excrete it quickly. Educate yourself. Oh, I'm so hungry. I've made the most giant bowl of salad in the fridge and oh God. It's actually really tasty. Anyway, please be aware of these people in your life. The people you should be around are the ones who make you feel not uncomfortable, but a little irritated, a little annoyed, a little like you're being moved out of your comfort zone ever so freaking annoyingly. And I would give you an example. Well, I guess I can. So, you know what? No, it's not even going to seem authentic if I do it. It's easier said just to say, get out of the people that help you get out of your comfort zone, those are the people you should be around more. And don't attach to one person or to a group, because then you're making your comfort zone include them. That's not okay. Your sanctuary, your comfort zone is your own, and it's meant to expand infinitely. Okay, you're constantly supposed to go past your comfort zone and find new comfort in the things you're doing and feeling so that you can continue to move forward and grow. If you're constantly in a state of repetition, drinking, hooking up, eating terrible things, dealing with the same trashy people, you're doing nothing but wasting your life, and I can guarantee you you've probably gained weight. Because internally you're terrified of what you're doing and you're covering yourself in a layer of fat to protect your organs because the people around you are draining your organs. So what do you do to soundproof a room? You pad the walls. What is your body doing to protect its organs? It pads the walls. So you want to lose weight? Get rid of the people that are trying to steal from you. There was somebody I knew in my life before, and he was skinny as a twig, and he was beautiful and gorgeous. And people that lied to him, manipulated him, twisted every fucking story left and right to make it fitting for them and to tear us apart so that they could get him on their own, feed him full of freaking alcohol, and sit there and draining him both below his pants and above his pants. Now he weighs twice as much as he did. He's barely ever leaving the house unless it's for a hookup. He barely goes and does anything unless it's to go drink at a bar and sit there and cry with two old men. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And every time I have attempted to communicate with this person or tune into them, he is constantly, as if he has guard dogs and guard bitches, preventing any form of communication. And these people feel. Do you feel that? Do you feel this blank nothing? This sense of nothing. Where it's so dull and empty you can hear your own heartbeat and not in a good way. As if they're not even there. And he knows, and I know, the minute we are in front of each other again, in any way, shape, or form for more than 10 seconds, that all the bullshit in his life will be revealed for what it is. All the enemies in his life will be revealed for what they are. Because for one moment in his life, he's not going to have to keep his guards up. Because I'm no threat. I'm genuinely no threat. The only threat I am is to your comfort zone. Because God love you, it is boring as all limbo and purgatory to be sitting next to somebody who is so stuck in their ways. From the age of 30 and up, you're already in a routine. You're already drinking yourself into oblivion. For what? Because you're too afraid to move on with your life and live a life where you're actually evolving and growing and expanding. You do realize that that's the point of life, right? And if people are keeping you in the same repetitive pattern of keeping you feeling okay about yourself, constantly there to pacify you and tell you it's fine, constantly saying, oh yeah, you're pretty. You're so pretty. It's fine. No, you don't have to change anything. You're beautiful just the way you are. No, that job is perfect for you. Keep it. No, what you're doing is absolutely what you should be doing. You're exactly where you need to be doing exactly what you should be doing. There's nothing you need to change. Keep doing what you're doing. Excuse me? I'm not dead. I need to grow and evolve and change and transform. I don't want to stay this way for the rest of my fucking life. What is my tombstone going to say if I ever even have one, even as a decoration? Here lies Eve. She didn't change. She was fine. Everything was cool. Bye. What? No, bitch, no. You're gonna change and you're gonna be uncomfortable changing. And if I have to be the one that knocks down your door and says you're going to grow as a soul, whether you like it or not, then I'm gonna be that person. Because I, unlike Kuan Yin, source love her, whatever, good for her. I'm not gonna sit here until the last person's gone. Because none of you want to leave. Instead of leaving this underworld, this matrix, this reality, you guys are trying to bring heaven to here, and you're like, heaven's inside us, and we're going to bring it out here. You morons. That is not why heaven is inside you. Heaven is inside you so it can act like a buoy, like a air raft, like a air bubble to lift you out of the darkness and plunge you back up to the top in the other way instead of plunging you to the bottom. So, those little things, life-saving devices, that's like you're drowning and as you push the cord and it goes bloop. That's what your chakras and the kingdom of heaven inside you is for. Not to go like this. Oh, heaven's inside me? Let me just sit here some more. Let me make heaven right there. Oh, that's cool. I got heaven. It's fine. Nope. I'm not going anywhere. It's fine. I got heaven inside me. Bye. Put that back and go back to where you're supposed to be. Where you're actually happy and healthy and wealthy and wise instead of sitting in the underworld, bringing light into the deepest, densest corners of existence to sit here and build a house. Don't you see that's why there's so many destructive forces on this planet? You're not supposed to live here. This is supposed to be a place where you learn and you get the hell out of here. The school of life isn't where you build your retirement home. Do your future self a favor. Do something that really bothers you today. Do something that you really don't want to do today. Don't you fucking do the same goddamn thing over and over and over and over and think that your life is going to get better. Because it's not. How many bottles do you have empty in your kitchen now? How many condoms have you gone through? How many people have you smiled at and grinned your teeth at as if you're about to lunge at their neck? How many pounds of this or that have you eaten or put on your skin to make yourself feel better about the terrible life you're living? You want to wear makeup? Go for it. Do it to be beautiful, not to hide things. You want to eat meat? Go for it. Do it. But do it because you actually have a respect and reverence and you're doing something for life itself. You want to have sex? Do it. But have it in a way where it is respectful, beautiful, enlightening, passionate, and you remember it beautifully. And it changes you into something better than you thought you could be. It opens your eyes, it evolves you, it's something new and different and amazing every time. You cover yourself in a house with cats and dogs and birds and turtles and whatever the fuck else just to feel less alone. Well, maybe you should go and be alone for 5 minutes and think and ask yourself, why do I need so many people around me? What am I avoiding internally? And if you're constantly alone by yourself, doing nothing but staying by yourself, you should ask yourself another question. What about me is so awful that I can't allow myself to be around other people? What am I so afraid of seeing through the eyes of others that I refuse to have others look at me? So I'm asking you very bluntly, get out of your comfort zone, because you're killing yourself slowly doing so. Being there and doing nothing but the same old thing, that's what causes decay and old age. Haven't you noticed how people that are old and wrinkly and just damaged in some way usually are stuck in their ways? Like people with wrinkles in certain parts of their face, it's not from frowning, it's not from angry lines all the time. No, sometimes you cry so much you get wrinkles. Sometimes you laugh so much you get wrinkles. Sometimes you do this and that. But then you look at them in the eye. Are they dead eyes or are they happy eyes? Is the skin dry or is it moisturized? Naturally, innately. These little things you must notice about people, not to judge them, but to see that about you, because they're your mirror. And I know this doesn't really make that much sense to you, and I hope it never really does. But the repetitive patterns, emotions, thoughts, and vibrations you let out into the world first come out of you. So if you have a lot of smile lines, don't immediately assume that it's because somebody smiled all the time. If you have frown lines or the 11 things above your forehead or whatever, don't think it's because somebody's been angry all the time. That usually means somebody's either been angry or crying or sad, or they've had a really expressive life. You can't really judge a book by its cover. You must, if you're going to judge someone based on how you feel. And if you feel completely content and calm and sedated, something's wrong. If you feel like there's, danger or a threat, ask yourself, is it to your comfort zone or is it an actual threat to your life? Because a lot of times people confuse the threat to their lives or the threat to their comfort zone with the other. So they're like, oh no, that person doesn't feel right. Well, do they not feel right because you'd actually have to change and evolve and expand to be around them? Or do they not feel right because they're a creepy old man and they're gonna, try to get in your pants? Which not right is it? Do they have... Are their teeth messed up because they lie through their teeth? Or they have, TMJ and they grind their teeth? Or that they've been eating too many terrible things? Or that they've been fermenting themselves from the inside out? Or that they've talked a lot of bad about people? What is it that's causing the dental issues? And if they don't have any dental issues, if their teeth are perfectly clean and perfect, who's their dentist? Because living on this planet with the things people eat, I don't care how much law of attraction you use and how much energy you use to manifest a beautiful body for yourself, you're still human. Newsflash, you're in a human flesh and bone body, regardless of whether you're in the matrix, the illusions, the veils, or not. Which means your body is decaying and deteriorating in one way or another, and you are using energy, life force, electricity, magnetism, air, water, light, fire, earth, and love to keep it in a perpetual state of motion. So if someone comes to you and they're extremely beautiful and perfect, that's your red flag number one. How do you look like you just got unpacked out of a Barbie box and you're walking towards me? Really? And the ones that look like they fell down the tree 1,000 times over, you really got to look at be aware of their emotional state that caused those features to manifest. And it's not always their fault, Other people influence each other. People get sabotaged, people get hurt and violated. That's why I'm telling you, it's about how you feel around someone. And if you feel like you're sedated, calm, and at peace, something's wrong. If someone annoys you, I would really kind of hang out with them even more. If someone keeps harassing you and like on the phone, not in a bad way, like, hey, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, you should ask yourself, why aren't you talking to them? And as a personal example, I've been attempting to talk to an old friend for a very long time. And I can barely like get a peep out of this person once in a while. And when he does peep, it's like the most funnest conversation ever. And then it's over immediately. And I keep asking myself, why are you so hesitant to talk to me? And this morning I realized it when the fairy not so godmother showed up and she's all like trying to interfere in my life while I'm living my life. I realized he's afraid of being a different person again, of evolving in a different way. He is stuck in a different mindset that has him in a routine, a little hamster wheel. And if he was to speak to me for more than 1 or 2 sentences, that moment of fun and happiness and just, like the friendship never ended or whatever you want to call it, like the bond is still there and the piano string is still connected and the key still plays the note. To acknowledge that means that the last whatever amount of time could have been a lot better. That the future is a lot brighter, that the present moment is a lot happier, that things could be a lot better than they have been and that we've allowed them to be. Therefore, the ego prevents that communication from expanding. And the snakes in the grass also prevent that communication from expanding because, we can't have you feeling better about yourself, now can we? If you feel good about yourself, then we can't drain you and make you feel like shit and have drinks with you and gossip. And then get you so drunk that it's okay for you to let us have sex with you. It's disgusting, really. But it's so sneaky and manipulative that I kind of gotta give it credit. It's like a medical procedure. First, the person has to volunteer for it. Then you drug them. Then you do whatever you want to them. Then the drugs wear off and the person's in a massive amount of pain. And then you give them a pill or something to sedate the pain and calm them down. And then you drain them again. And then you change the bandages. Now apply that to your friendships. Because if this old friend of mine and I would actually hang out for one day, it would change his entire life and mine.